Well, here we go. Friday again. Where do these weeks go? My goodness me. Quick apology if I've been a little bit absent on social media this week. It's been a little bit crazy. But hopefully we're all sorted now, and it's one of those, one of those weeks that we can just get through and it'll be fine. Because if it wasn't for tangling, I'm not quite sure I'd be saying that right now, but it's all good. So here we go then, on a rainy Friday afternoon. I'm actually at home today, so you're not going to hear any kettles boiling during this video, but you might hear Benji or Seth barking. So we'll see how it goes, shall we? So hello everybody, welcome. What do we have today then? Okay, I have a bright white tile. And again, really, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever colour you like, but I want to go bright white today. I've got my pen pencil tortie on, and I do have some coloured pencils sort of lying around in the wings. So, yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, it might be that we get to use a white pen, or I don't know. We'll see how it goes. They're all up to hand, so not to worry. I'll be ready then. Deep breath for this. Now, it's only one tile, so it's not so bad today. It's not like the two. So I can slow down just a little bit, I reckon. And let's just all see how we get on with this one. I'm sure you're going to love it. I'm sure you are. It'll be fine. All right. Straight in with a pencil then. I'm going to put 4 dots. Now, keep these light because you might not want to see them at the end of the tile. So, hi Leslie. See that post's gone? Oh, so that's good. Yes, Leslie's still over there, so is John. And I'm here prepping for tomorrow's shows. There are 2 shows. I know it's only showing 1 at the minute, but times and things have been a little bit crazy this week. They've swapped and changed so many times. So I'm still not 100% sure whether I'm on at 3:45 or 4:30, but it's one of those 2. And then definitely 7:30 in the evening, so it's crazy. It is Maureen. This is a different board, Maureen, sorry. It's what I started a little while back, so you see it's a little bit different. But yeah, the other one's at the office, so John's going to remember to bring it home for me, so I can have it with me tomorrow. All right, so we've got our border. I'm staying with pencil for a little while. We just want to sketch. When I say sketch, I'm just going to draw a few guidelines in, just to sort of give us a bit of a hand here. So I'm going to put a little bit of a line, sort of in the middle. See? Okay. So then, either side, I'm going to create another line. One there, look, and one there. All right, this can be changed, don't forget. We're doing it in pencil to start with. So don't think it's got to stay. It's just a little bit of a starting point for us. Okay, a little bit of a curve. Oh, Joe, I don't think we have got any in stock at the minute. I think we're desperately trying to get all our stuff run for weekend. But we'll get onto it. Leslie will put it on the list. And no, Lizzie, still not found my other board. Okay, I'm going to put a line here too. I notice I've gone a little bit higher. All right, and then I'm going to just add another one this side. Okay. And I'm just going to turn it a little bit, because what I'm going to do is I want to join this one to this one, this one to this one. And then here we go, from this to this and this to this. There we go. So we've got that kind of thing. All right. So I'm just going to make it a little bit larger so you can see what I'm doing with this bit now. Okay, there's the corner of that one there. All right. So I'm just going to put another line there. And then let's just bring it in. But this time I'm going to bring it in as a bit of a curve. Okay. Okay. And then this one. And then along. And into that one. Okay. It is. And same here, look, another line. I'm just going to turn it to a little bit of an angle there. And again, I'm just going to put a curve in. And then another. See how I'm keeping these lines sort of parallel to each other? I mean, you can put as many in as you like. You can just use one, but I'm going to put a couple in. All right. There we go. So there we are. Got our first section going on. I'm just going to stay with pencil just for one more thing, and then we'll sort of move on to pen. So here we go. I'm going to come in from about the spine of the book. I'm going to come on in and round and down. A bit like a letter S, just a little bit of a guide. And then let's take one from here, and I'm going to go along here and put a little curl in, and then one here and a little curl in. And I think I'm going to have just another little curl there as well. Okay, this is going to be a curl, but there we are. All right, a bit of a guide so we know where we're going. All right, so are we ready for the next bit? I'm going to take the pencil away now. I'm going to come on in with the pen. And I'm going to start at this top end here. So I'm going to turn it to the angle because I want to sort of focus on this line, okay? Let's make it a little bit larger. Okay, so I'm going to create a bit of a bulb or sort of larger teardroppy shape. There we go, that to be a point at the end. Okay, looks large, doesn't it? I'm still using an O2 pen. And then from the top there, I'm going to come on in and create a little loop, but going the other way. All right. So then one here and a little line there. Okay. All right. So let's have a look at size of that then. There we go. Okay. So it's quite large, I suppose. So then I'm just going to follow. I'm going to work my way around, follow this line. So I'm going to put one, let's have one sort of here, I think. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to create a bit of a curve. All right. And then I'm going to do the same, go the other way. So I've got a little bit of a lip on either side there. All right. Okay. And then I'm going to come down and into this one. And then down and into this one. And then a little bit of a point in the middle there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a curve there. Create another. Look at that. I'd have thought you'd be drawing on a Friday afternoon. There we are. Okay. Okay. Oh, Liz, if you've not had it yet, there are the final lot going today, so you should get a notification. Some went yesterday, some today, so we're working our way through it. So if not tomorrow, it'll be with you Monday. It's just took us a little while this time for some reason, but they're on their way. Okay, another teardrop there. You see, I'm just sort of following this line around. And then this time I'm going to create that teardroppy shape, but inside. Oh yeah. And then one line that side and one line that side. Okay. So now at this point I could bring in any of them. I think I'm going to bring in another one of those more open ones. Okay. And then same sort of here, I'm working my way back up, putting a little lip on the end. Okay. And then one into here. And then into that one. Doesn't matter that it's not the same as the first one. It's, they're all different. All right. And then again, let's have another curve. And bring it down. So I'm coming to the same point all the time. And of course you could add more of those if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of little lines in there. See? I'll do that with this one. Just adds a little bit of dimension to that bottom edge. Okay, so here we go. So far then, we've got this sort of flowing set of these buds working our way around. I'm going to sort of bring one off down here just to sort of break up. We don't want to stay fully with that curl. We want to change a few bits if we can. So let's add a little bit of a teardrop there. And then in, creating that little droplet inside, a couple of lines each side if you can. It is, Richard. Tulip growing for those people who don't know how to do it. Oh, okay. Oh, I do like to see them. I love to draw them, but ask me to grow them, it's not going to happen. Okay, I'm going to turn it round because it's always nice to repeat what you've done before, so I want to keep that format going and draw them in the same way. Now of course you might find that yours are different. You might have wanted to just put a bud in there if you wanted to. You see, it's sort of followed it round. Okay, so we'll work our way up here. I think I'm gonna have one of those. But again, if you want to put the fall flower in, you can do that. That's fine. Creating that inner section, and then of course I'll put those little lines, and again let's put a few on there. Okay, I think one more maybe. So it's got to sort of be in this section here, and I think I'm going to go for a full flower. There we are. And remember, these lines are just a guide, so if you wanted to go off and do it a little bit differently, it's absolutely fine. I'm just liking to work to a guide if I can. I know some of you out there don't find doing the organic ones easy in terms of where to put things, so it's nice to have that little bit of a guide. Okay, so I'm going to make it a little bit larger so we can just sort of see where I'm heading again with this. I'm going to go back to this first one here, and I'm going to put a little bit of a bulb underneath. See, like a little part semicircle, but I've left a little gap, you see there? And I'm just going to use that to incorporate the little stem there. Okay, so then same here. I'm ignoring the book underneath at the minute. So there you go, that's sort of where that's it. So you see it's not quite on the line, but that's okay, because I can just change it slightly and I can bring it in that way. See? Let's have a look at that. Now you see it's sort of going up here, it's got nowhere to go. So I'm going to pretend it's going underneath and then it's coming back around and down into the spine of that book there. Okay, so I know it's not matched the curve, but it still looks right. There we go. So here's the next one. So into a little semicircle, but with a little gap in the middle again, and then just going to join to there. And again, we might want to leave it there, but I'm going to bring that back and in to join that curve. You see how it sort of starts to intertwine? I mean, that came down in there, that's okay. Let's have a look at that. Okay, let's come out a bit. There we are. You see why they've got their own sort of ways of going. Okay, see that one sort of going in behind there, so you'll not see that bit. So this time I'm going to put one here, see that part, and then I'm going to do this one at the same time, because this one's going to go up here, but then this one I'm going to join it to this one. There we go. And then again, you see how that follows there, so it's going up and round and in. Okay, just so it looks right when you're putting all your flowers together. That's what we want. So here we go. Another one. Now this one we can connect to that original curve there. Okay. I'm not going to worry about this curve yet. I'm just focusing on these flowers. So again, you see this one's going to go to that same line. So I'm going to put one in here and one in here. And then let's bring this one in first. And then this one. You see how that's going to join? There we go. All right, let's have a look at that. Okay, not looking bad at all. I mean, we can add more. You can, you know, bring in more flowers, but there's other things I want to do as well. So I'm going to leave it at that and work on the next few bits and pieces. So, okay, let's have a look at these curls then. All right. So I'm going to just sort of go around it and pen in that line. Again, you can change it if you want to. And because these lines have got doubles, I'm going to do the same with this one. So I'm going to come back around, just a little aura on that curl and just join it. Take your time with these so you see how it forms a nice shape. And then I'm going to add some little semicircles, some little bobbles, just to sort of the curve section. I'm going to go a small one there. All right. So I'm going to sort of add 1, 2, 3 little bubbles. You see I made a little bit of a house there. And I'm going to sort of do that on each one. But I'm going to sort of change the format, and 1 I'm going to colour and 2 I'm going to leave, or it might be the other way, but just sort of gives it a little bit of a change. It's like something's growing there. All right, same on this one. Okay, and here I'm just going to put a little one there maybe. All right, so let's have a look at the other curve. So again, I'm going to pen in that shape. There we are. And then back around, just as I did before. There we go. So it sort of works its way from here and all around there. And then let's add in some of those little semicircles. Really just a little one on the end there, so it looks like it's almost sort of flowing back into itself. And then 3 little bubbles, whichever way you want to do it. You don't want any of them the same, just in little bits. So I might fill some, I might leave some. There we go. And then onto the next one. I see this one a little bit flat there, isn't it? So I could leave it that way, or I could come on in and change it a little bit because I'm not worried about the pencil underneath. And then back in and around. Okay. So again, let's have a few of those semicircles. Now I've left a gap in between mine. If you want to put them all together, you can join them if you want to. You can add an extra aura around there, but they're not sort of the be all and end all. They're just part of this design, so they don't need a huge amount of detail. It's just about a little bit of texture there. Okay, so this one, and again I'm going to do the same thing, although I'm not going to see all of it. It's still there. We want this impression that it's sitting behind. So again, a couple of little bumps. You see, it looks like they're coming in from behind there. And then adding in those little bubbles. Just sort of varying them. There's no rush. There we go. Okay, let's have a look at where we're at then. Okay, look at that. All right. So far, so good. That's looking all right. Okay, so let's have a look now. We want to sort of put in another line. So how are we going to do this? I'm going to start by coming up out of the book and then underneath and sort of weaving almost in and out. So I'm going to go over that one and then under and then over and then here. Let's sort of take this over and just sort of work it round. See, there we go. So some are over, some are under. Might even add a little curl on the end. Okay, so let's continue that sort of thing. But again, we're going to go on this side here. So let's have just a few. I'm going to go over there. There we go. And finish it with a little curl. And then maybe just sort of one coming out here. Might put two curls on that. All right. So I'm going to go a little bit larger so you can see what I'm going to do with this line. See, it's only a single line, which means we've been able to go over the top of things. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to choose areas of it, and I'm going to put a little curve and a curve, and I'm just going to fill that in. Okay, and then let's follow that line through, and I'm going to do another one. Now again, because we're filling them in, we can actually go over what's already there. There we are. You notice I'm going side to side. Let's have one in there. And they can be as distant as you want them to be, as spaced out. You can change the sizes, they don't have to be the same. Okay, and let's have one there. And then following it round, see there's one here. Gonna fill that in. And one that side. One over the top here. Oh. Okay, and I might just put another one in there. Alright, let's have a quick look at that. Alright, look at the difference, just having that little bit of filled colour in there. It's just added that little bit to it now. It's starting to gain substance, isn't it? It's starting to develop into something a little bit special. There we go. I might just put one under there, look. Okay. Whew. All right, deep breath. Okay, we've got this. So I'm going to also add a few extra bits. I'm going to come in again. And again, starting, you see, I've always started from here and worked my way around and out. So I'm going to put a little line coming from that leaf. And then one either side of it. They don't have to be the same size. And let's just put a little bobble on the top of them. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of a curve and just a little bobble. The same that way, look. A little bobble. Oh, let me join that. Okay, so let's bring one out. Let's bring one here. So again, one either side, little bobbles. And then I'm just going to add a little bobble. So these can be different sizes. I'm going to make one quite large so it can go there. And you can also sort of bring one off, if you like, so they're growing from each other. All right, let's sort of take that out and you can see where that fits in. You see? Okay. So let's put one in here. Now, you might find that yours are going to fit in different places because depending on where you put your original flowers, they might not fully work where you've seen me put mine. So don't worry about that. Just put them where it feels right for you. Okay. Let's see, I'm not going to, on those, I'm just going to have a few of those. Okay, let's bring them out this way. So again, I'm just following systematically that original curve that I did, just to you know, keep in with the flow so I don't sort of forget any. And it's building up kind of nicely. I'm liking what we're doing. So I know, you know, some of you quite like your grids, but hopefully this one's not too taxing for you. It's making you think a little bit maybe. Oh, there we are. 3 lines, little bobbles. And let's add those little bits on the end there. Okay, you see how they're sort of creating a bit more of a shape now, aren't they? It's starting to look a little bit different. Remember, we've still got that book underneath. We'll come to that in a minute. Okay, see, I might just put one so you can see a little bit of it. And then I have one here. I'm not going up into this area too much because I'm going to add something in there in a minute. Again, just, you know, don't worry about going out of the borders. They're only in pencil, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I think a couple of them down here. Maybe a couple there. Oh, I think I'm going to have to do another one there. There we go. Oh, okay, not bad at all. Okay, so let's put the book in now. Let's sort of see where that's headed. So I'm not going to put the centre line in. That was, remember, just the starting point or our guide. And you're just going to draw in where you can still see parts of that book. So whether you want to do it, you know, and just press on a little bit with your pencil first, just so we know that you're in the right place. And then just go ahead and draw it in. So you see I can go across there, but I'm going to go through those stems there. See a little bit of that one. And then this side. So again, let's put these in. See, these are a little bit easier to see because we've not drawn as much on this side. And then, of course, I'll put my lines in there. Can I see any of the book down here? Can you just see that little bit there? Look. Okay. So let's just do a little bit on the spine. I'm just going to reiterate those curves. Let's put one down here as well. And then coming in a bit. Let's just add a little bit of a bump on the sides there. And I'm going to fill it with some bubbles. There we go. Getting 2 in the middle there. And I think I'm going to do the same here, although you could leave it. You could put some stripes in there if you wanted to. Now this time, you see, I'm working either side, and then I can gauge the 2 in the middle, so I know sort of what kind of size to work them on. So, okay, that sort of gives you a little bit of an idea. So let's just have a quick look at this. All right, now you feel free, you can come back in and you can add more flowers. You can add more of these lovely little sort of bobbly flourishes, but you know, you don't have to. You can leave it and do a little bit less. You can write a little name on the book if you want to, but we have got a little corner here I've saved. So I'm going to turn my tile this way. I'm going to make it a bit larger. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to sort of do a little bit of a sort of an ovally kind of shape. Just a little bit, maybe a little bit. That is an oval, that's fine. Add a little bit of a bubble on the top there. Okay. Oh. So let's give this little guy some stripes. Okay. So I'm going to just fill in the head. Okay, put a little bobble either side. And then every other one. There we go. Now yours again, you might be slightly fatter several thinner stripes than mine, that's fine. And then sort of choose maybe second stripe down, and I'm just going to put a little loop on there and a slightly smaller loop there. See, just like a shoelace. Same this side, one there and one there. And let's just put a little curl in each of those, and I'm just going to put a little line in there. Okay. Aww. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, I have, yes. There we are, look. Too keen to get on with my bee, wasn't I? There we are. There it is. Okay, so at this point you can decide to leave the border if you don't want to put it in. You can come in with a straight edge. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and just add a little bit of a sort of a dot dash line. I know we've not done that we've not done that before, but I think it's something a little bit different. There we go. Let's just make it a little bit more random. Now if you find that you've turned and you've got two very similar, then work on a different way round, so you're not getting the same each time. Okay, I'm not going to put the border in there. I'm going to give the bee a chance to escape. There we are. Okay, so just sort of get my way around. Okay, so with that then done, let's bring in, I think before I bring in some pencils, I'm just going to rub out that line in the centre there, just because I did it quite heavy. I'll do a few of the others. And once you put colour over the top of it, if you're using pencils, you don't want to sort of see that line underneath. You're not going to see yours because you've done it really lightly. There we go. I know, it's lovely. I'm really pleased with that. Really pleased. So, okay, coloured pencils then. What I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in a bit of my lovely little, I do like this magenta colour. And I've got a little bit of an orange as well. Let's mix the two. I know, Carol is lovely. Look at that. Leslie will love that. It's for you, Leslie. So here we go. I'm going to actually add a little bit of this lovely magenta just on the sort of inside section there. Let's have a look. Have one go. So there's a bit of a line there. I can finish that. So just sort of do this quite lightly to sort of start with. You don't want to keep this too heavy. You see, I'm putting very, very little pressure on. So I've just sort of gone down the spine section and just very lightly adding a little bit in there. You see, just less pressure. I'm not going to colour the whole thing in. Just less pressure each time. Yeah. Same down this side. Okay. Now I find it helps just sort of working sort of at the same angle. I'm using that angle of the book there. And just sort of giving it a little bit of a guide there. So again, even less pressure. There we are. Even less pressure. Okay. That's okay, Leslie. I'll get Benji to make me one in a minute. He can reach. Though his paws might, No. Let's face it, I don't want him licking my teeth before I get it. Noticed this morning, actually, he's wrecked the laces in my trainers. So, yeah, not impressed. Okay, see, so I'm just sort of working that orange into that magenta. I'm not going to overdo it. Just giving the sort of the idea. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Yours is going to be fabulous. It is. There we go. Just sort of putting it in. Okay. Just just sort of keep an eye on what's flowers and what's not. So if you can see there, it's definitely flower. So I don't want to be colouring in with that. Oh, okay. So I'm going to come back in with that magenta and just add a little bit. See, just to that side. Add a little bit there. again, bit of orange. Okay, let's have a look at that. So from a distance, see, I don't want to over blend it or go too heavy. It's just nice, I think, now and again to have a little bit of texture in there, just to give it something to sort of, just a hint of colour. So same with sort of the pages, I'm just going to add a little bit of magenta just in that bottom section there. And same here. Okay. I think just down this bottom edge, I think it just needs a little touch of orange. There we go. See, I've not coloured the whole book in. It's just, missed a line now. The line goes down there. There we go. Okay, so what are we going to do with the flowers? And again, I'm going to come in with my pencil with the flowers. And again, normally you would think, oh, well, we'll cover the flowers, we'll colour the flowers and just sort of shade the book. But I wanted to be a little bit different today. And I thought we'd go in with pencil just at that bottom edge. Now here I'm going to go quite heavy in that bottom, in that middle, so it looks like it's, you know, on the inside. See, I've come up one side and just a little bit on those sides. Same again here. So up on one side, just a little bit there. When it comes to the full blown, just going around there, look, with a little bit and then a little bit in there. Same in this one. All the way in there. And just turning it round. A little bit in this one. See, just at the bottom. And in there. And then again, just at the bottom. And then in there. Okay, so let's bring my tortillon in. Okay, so just sort of touch the edges. Just pull it out a little. We're not going to completely cover all the petals. Just want to add just a touch of sort of depth or shade there. Oh, I'm missing them all over the place today. There we are. So just soften the edges. You want to keep it dark at the bottom and just sort of blend it out so it's white at the top. So you see, I'm not even touching this section. I'm just working on the bit between the graphite and the paper. So this one's going to be a little bit filled there. That's what we want. A little bit more depth in there. There we go. Turning it round. Alright, same here. And a bit on that one. So if you wanted to add colour to your flowers as well, that's absolutely fine. You might want to go for something a little bit more of a contrast to the book, so it stands out. I'm just adding a little bit now, just in places along the lines that we drew. Again, it's just going to blend it out a bit and just add a little bit of dimension there. Oh, you know, we got all involved in this lovely summery image. And you just hear the rain outside. It's kind of nice, actually. It's as if you don't have to go out in it. There we are. Just nice and gentle on the windows. Okay. See, just sort of touching around. And of course, we're going to have to come to the bee. And I'm going to have to add some yellow onto it. I think before I do that, I'm just going to come either side and just add a touch of pencil, little bits in there. Now, of course, again, if you want to give it some it's got wings, else it can't fly. If you want to give it some little legs and antennae, you can. But I'm going to keep him kept this simple. Yes, Rose, you can use them as a normal pencil. You don't have to add water to a watercolour pencil, and that goes for any watercolour pencil. If you just want to use them without the water, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to. There we go, a little bit on the wings as well. And again, I've not completely coloured it all, just doing a touch of colour. So let's just bring that in a bit. Being that we've got some yellow there, what I'm going to do is just come on into those flowers, just sort of bring a hint of yellow in there. There we go. You see, we've already got the shading, so we don't have to worry about that. And as long as we sort of come in really lightly with them, we're not going to affect any of the pencil underneath. We're not making them too sort of stand outish. It's all about balance and just keeping it level. All right. There we go. See, that yellow's made such a difference, hasn't it? It just sort of brings it out a little bit. It just defines what's vine and what sort of flower. So again, I'm going to bring in a bit of green. I'm going to go in with quite a dark green. And where I just put the pencil around these little curves, I'm just going to add a little bit of pencil. I'm not colouring the whole thing. You see, I'm just sort of going a little bit along stems and in those little places that you think, oh, that's not going to need anything. But it does just need a little bit. So, do you know what I think that? Look, absolutely love it. I think it just needs a little bit of shade underneath. You see where we've got that book? I'm just going to come in with a bit of pencil, just to sort of give it something to sit on. You see, I've just sort of come down the page a little bit there. And then, oh, let's go a bit bigger so you can see that. Okay. And then, there we are. So just sort of softening it out. Just go it underneath. Almost like it's now sitting on something. So it's not a flying book anymore. It's got grounding. There we go. Just sort of working its way in and around. And of course we could go a little bit further. We could do a little bit of drop shadowing. Let's just make that a tad darker there. But I don't want to sort of overdo it. I think in its simplicity, it's nice. Oh, Pat, I can see you with fairies coming out of books and all sorts. I can. It's going to be fabulous. There we go. So, a little bit different today as ever. Do we want to put a little bit of shadow around the border? We can go in or out. I think today I'm going to go out. Okay, I'm just keeping this really light. It's just giving it a little bit of depth just around that section there. See there, I don't want any inside. There we go. And just sort of along. There we go. Again, instead of doing swirls this time, I'm just going to come in and just sort of up and down. See, it softens it, but we don't really want too much to work on. Okay, and this one. So this one's completely different from Wednesday's tile. It's a completely different feel, different theme. But, you know, you could mix and match it. You could actually have the book the other way, so you've got words on the inside, if you wanted to. Just a little bit around that, being that I've got some graphite on. But, yeah, and I say it's in its own little way. It's simplicity, but it looks really hard, but it's not. It's going to give you a lot of pleasure doing this one. And, of course, if you want to take it bigger or create a topper for a card, this one's going to be fabulous. So Richard, if you still need ideas for somebody's birthday, then this is a nice one. You could put a number on it. See where that goes. So yeah, okay, that's our tile for today, all done and finished. Love it. I think it's beautiful. Really pleased with that. And I know that Saturday, I'm sorry about the times, I'm sure it'll be on the schedule soon enough, but there is going to be a new book and new tile colours. I'm going to do the second of our tiles in a tin, which is going to be this bright white, and we've got a really lovely ice. It's sort of an icy blue, but you think powder blue, think Wedgwood. Trying to think, if you put it against, just looking if I've got our navy tile lying around. Never have when you want one. But yeah, oh, hang on a second, I might have. Here we go. So this is our pastel blue. Remember the pastel blue? This is the powdery blue. You see the difference? So it's very definitely icicles and snowflakes. So that's kind of nice. But I don't know if you remember the little books that we did with the frames and the pictures. We've got a little Christmas one. Here it is. I love it. Absolutely love it. And I have been playing inside it. I wonder if I can find you my picture. I've been painting one of the... there we go. Look, I've been painting one of the trees. Look, with those pearlescent paints. So, yeah, I've been playing with that. So, yeah, really looking forward to doing that one. Some of them you'll find, they're a little bit different this time. So you're going to find that, say, for example, you've got some bells that you can tangle in. But then I've also done you a tangled version that you can add to. So, a few different things there. And then, of course, Monday, we've got 2 shows on Monday. I think it's 7:30 in the morning. That's going to be a get her up one, I'm sure. And 1:30. And we're going to bring you something that we've been playing with for a little bit, but you've not seen yet. And that's these little babies. So, yeah, we are actually bringing the tiny little tiles. So this is going to be, you're going to get a mixture of all sorts in here. Look, I've got the regular basics. Then I've got a range of all colours going on in there. So that's really nice. But again, something completely new. It's nothing to do with Christmas on Monday. And I'm not really going to show you much about this because I'd like to keep some of it secret. But here we go. It's a little bit of a, I don't know, you could call it a practice book. It's sort of an open journal that gives you some starting points, maybe. But yeah, I think that I'm going to be really sneaky and not show you any more of that. So there's a lot going on this weekend. And then, of course, we've got the tile swap on Monday. Just to make life easier, because there's going to be shows, and I know the internet doesn't always work at Create and Craft as well as we'd like. I'm going to change the time of the tile swap to 7 o'clock in the evening. Just that means anybody that's at work, they can sort of join in, or, you know, you can pick it up the next day if you want to. But yeah, I think that's easy. It means I can be at home. I can, you know, I've had a decent cup of tea or maybe a glass of gin and we could do it there. So we're all relaxed and everyone knows where they are. So yeah, so if you're around Saturday, I'm on Create and Craft. So same Monday, but our tile swap's now going to be 7 o'clock in the evening. So gosh, lots of things going on. Oh, so time-wise for Monday, yeah, is 7:30 in the morning and 1:30 in the afternoon, which is why we're swapping the tile swap to 7. So, gosh, all those things. If you're not sure, just message me or put a note on the Sanntangle group and somebody will get back to you. Have a look at the schedule on the Create and Craft as well. And yeah, all being well, I will see you there. So, okay, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Enjoy doing this tile. And I do love seeing what you post. I know I don't always message back, but I'm getting round to it. It's been a crazy week. So thank you for supporting us still and sticking with us. And yeah, I will hopefully speak to some of you tomorrow. And if not, see some of you on Monday evening. So you take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.